What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another fragrance video for you guys and I've been so excited to film this video because I am obsessed with summer fragrances, especially fragrances that are tropical and transport you to another place. Most of them are on the tropical side because I just love walking around smelling like a tropical paradise, summer vacation, 𝗃𝗃𝗄𝗃 queen of the universe, okay? That's just who I am, that's just what I do. I really love tropical fragrances almost as much as I love my autumn fragrances. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. But today we are gonna get into my very favorite summer fragrances. I have an entire list full of my favorite tropical scents as well as my favorite fresh fragrances that are perfect for the high heat. So let's just jump right into it. These fragrances aren't in too much of a particular order, except for the last few are my absolute top favorites. So I am just gonna get started with an absolute 90s classic, which is Jil Sanders Sun. If you are ever looking to smell like a true classic 80s suntan lotion, this right here is your go-to. Sun to me smells exactly like I imagine tanning on the beach in the 80s in Miami. That's what I picture when I smell this. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, Sun is very straightforward and it's not trying too hard. There is a slight musky floral vibe, and at times it can even smell a bit milky, depending on the temperature. This fragrance came out in 1989, and as much as it smells like the 80s, I wouldn't even say it smells dated though, you know? It transports you to the summertime in the 80s and early 90s, but it doesn't smell mature, if you know what I'm saying. It doesn't smell old-fashioned. It's not too musky, it's perfectly balanced. And it's, like I said, it's not trying too hard. It is just a straightforward classic 80s suntan lotion vibe with just a little bit of milky creaminess in there, and it is just so divine. Not a lot of people I know personally know about this one because I believe it was only popular in Europe, if not specifically Germany. So that's why I want to talk about this one first, because it's so good. It's such a classic, and if you just love that suntan lotion smell, I'd say definitely try this one out. No matter which notes come out to play, this 1989 classic is truly the essence of sun in a bottle. So next on this list, I do have a bit of a tie, or if not a tie, I'm just kind of doubling it up, and I'm gonna be doing this a lot in this video where I'm just gonna be talking about two fragrances at once. So next up we have Arizona and Arizona Intense by Proenza Schüler. I believe that's how you say the name. Now these two fragrances right here are some of my absolute favorites just because I am just Arizona obsessed, okay? Which is really sad because I've never been there, but I've had just such a wanderlust for Arizona ever since I was in the 5th grade, and I'm just, I mean, clearly, I got pictures in the back. I got a little cactus neon sign back there. I mean, the love of Arizona runs deep. So I feel like in my mind, these two fragrances really capture the essence of what I imagine the Arizona desert to be and to smell like. And I mean, even the shape of these bottles, look at this. It's got like a little canyon slope here. The cap is a little ridge. I absolutely love the aesthetic of these bottles. And just right away, when my husband and I were fragrance sampling at Saks one day, I was just walking by casually and there's this beautiful display for Arizona, and I was like, what the hell is that? What is it? I ran straight to the counter and they didn't actually have one sitting out, and I asked the lady immediately. I was like, can I please smell this? I smelled it as fast as I could and I immediately fell in love. Like, it was everything I expected it to be. Like, in that moment, I saw the name Arizona and I saw the bottle and the advertisement with the beautiful girl and the prism and there's just the whole desert vibe going on, and I completely fell in love with it. Okay, let's get into what this smells like. Oh, it's so good. I actually have to spray it on. So we're gonna talk about the original one first. This fragrance has the most authentic solar note that I've ever smelled in a fragrance before. And when I mean a solar note, as they refer to on 𝗃𝗃𝗄𝗃, in my mind, and the way I interpret that is the smell of heat and atmosphere, the way the air smells in the high heat summertime, the dry, heavy air quality, which is absolutely perfect for an Arizona fragrance. Like, could you get any better than capturing that? And I know that there is a separation between a solar note and an ozone note, but for me, they kind of go together. When they say solar note, they are not kidding around. This also has a very strong orris root, which is one of my favorite notes of all time. And of course, cactus flower, which is absolutely necessary. Oh, it's so good. It's so heavenly. I know that there is a hint of strawberry and rose in here, and I do smell that, but this is mainly, for me, the solar note and the cactus flower and the orris root, and it's so divine on my skin, and it just completely, immediately transports me to Sedona, which is where I'd like to be right now, soaking up the sun and the energy vortex. So that is the original Arizona. Now the Arizona Intense is not in the 𝗺𝗃𝗄𝗃 database yet, and this has been out for a while now. Still not in the database, and that bothers me. That really bothers me. Come on, 𝗺𝗃𝗄𝗃. I don't know what steps they take to enter fragrances into their database, but I mean, this is important, okay? This is very important. You need to add Arizona Intense into your database, okay? People need to know. So Arizona Intense smells very similar, but it is very sexy and mysterious. There's like a hint of incense in here from what I can pick up. Oh, it's just deeper. If I were to describe these two, they're very similar. I would say Arizona would be for like a high heat daytime, and Arizona Intense would be for the cooler desert nights. That's the vibe I get from these two fragrances. From day to night, they pair so beautifully together, and I just love them so much, and I highly, highly recommend checking them out. Next, we have a fragrance that in theory should probably rank a little bit higher, Dolce & Gabbana's 𝗀𝗡𝗏𝗄𝗏. Now, some of you may have heard of it, some of you may have not, but in case you haven't, I will explain to you exactly what this beauty smells like. It is so juicy and so fresh. It smells very heavily of watermelon, but more of a sour watermelon candy. Yes, but in a non-artificial way. The sour note probably comes from the rhubarb in here, which really pairs wonderfully with the watermelon. Like, I don't know who thought to mix watermelon and rhubarb together, but you did a great job. It's a great combination. This is just the perfect fresh but fruity scent to keep you smelling like a snack on a super hot day. It's very unique, but also youthful, but also classy. This one's just absolutely perfect for all occasions. It's great for summer gatherings, for weddings, cookouts, summer parties, but it's even appropriate for work, for a date night, even for a workout. I mean, this is just an all-around crowd-pleasing, very versatile fragrance. It really changes and blossoms on your skin depending on the temperature, and for me, it really, really blossoms in the super high heat. So fresh and fruity and fun and flirty and thriving. If you love fresh, juicy scents, this is definitely one that you should try. Next up, we have another great one from Jill Sander, and that is Jill Sander's Sun Bath. It smells nothing like the original. This one instead is 1000% of 𝗺𝗃𝗄𝗃. It's a very aquatic fragrance, and I pretty much only associate this with long days at the pool. It smells to me like a swimming pool in the best way possible. It smells like vinyl pool liner and hose water. I kid you not. I kid you not. That is what this smells like to me. Hose water, ozone, and vinyl pool liner. Like above ground Intex pool liner. This is just a swimming pool in a bottle, and I am just all about that, okay? Because I absolutely love my above ground Intex pool. If you guys didn't notice in one of my last videos, I absolutely love wearing this every year when we put up our pool. It's just the perfect vibe. Puts me in the mood to put that pool up, and it just matches the moment. My above ground pool is my natural habitat in the summertime. Like, if you see me, I'm 90% of the time gonna be in my pool, even if it's a little cold outside with no sun. I'm a psychopath or something. Like, I'm just crazy like that. But yeah, this is a swimming pool in a bottle, and if you want that kind of aesthetic swimming pool vibe on a hot summer day, if you can't get to the pool but you want to feel like you're at the pool, I would definitely recommend Jill Sander's Sun Bath. Next on this list are two of my very favorite fragrances in all of life, and that is the Pour Femme and Pour Homme versions of Set Sail St. Bart's by Tommy Bahama. My dudes, if you want to smell like a walking margarita, okay, look no further. Salt, lime, tequila, I mean, that's just a margarita in a bottle. But the only difference is I actually prefer the men's version over the women's version, which both to me smell completely unisex, and honestly any fragrance is unisex because anybody can wear anything and can smell like anything if you want to, but I absolutely prefer the men's version. I love it. I absolutely love it when my husband wears it and when he sprays it in the morning, and I just, oh, I can't lie when I say that I sneak and I spray it on myself, because this one's just not fully getting it for me. This one does lack a little something. This, my friends, the men's version of Set Sail St. Bart's smells like Creed's Virgin Island water. I kid you not. My husband and I both sampled Set Sail St. Bart's and Creed's Virgin Island water at the mall one day, and within an hour or less, Virgin Island water was non-existent on both of us. But what we could still smell was this bad guy right here. This is just, oh, it's so good. When comparing these two, the female version seems just a little bit more tame, a little bit more watered down and light. So if you don't want it to be as beast mode and you want it to be a little more gentle and more like a skin scent, then the Parfum version is definitely for you. Both of them smell fantastic, but I just prefer this one because the smell is just deeper. The notes are stronger and more easily detectable. Like when I smell this, I can pick up every single individual note. Even though it's so beautifully blended, every note is there. The differences between these two is that the notes, other than the lime, the salt, and tequila, are very different, and that's probably why I prefer this one over this one, because the female version has lime, salt, and tequila, but with sand, musk, and woody notes and a little bit of florals. That's great. But my jam is this one, which has lime, tequila, and salt, but with sea notes, agave, palm leaf, vanilla, guava, green notes, musk. Like, this has it all, you guys. Oh, it's so good. Sorry, Dane. I just love it so much. These fragrances instantly transport me to a hot summer day with a marg in my hand and my toes in the sand, and I just picture myself with crystal clear blue water, but in reality, I'm just in my backyard with a marg in my hand in my above ground pool. That's the power of fragrance, folks. Most of you might have smelled this next scent by now, but I just wanted to include it in this list because I wear it almost daily and my husband is just in love with it. And that is Sol de Janeiro's Cheirosa 62. I really hope I'm saying that correctly. Better known as the scent of the almighty Boom Boom Cream, which I also am a huge fan of. This is pure pistachio caramel heaven, which is a gourmand lover like myself's dream. And I love pairing it with the Boom Boom Cream as well as the body spray, just to give it all just extra staying power. I am obsessed with every product by Sol de Janeiro, by the way, for obvious reasons, because I just love tropical and exotic scents so much. But I would have to say that next to @CoCoCabana, this one is my absolute favorite, and I really do love to pair this one sometimes, even in the fall, with Elie Saab's Girl of Now, because they're both pistachio based and they both pair beautifully together. Oh, my only gripe about this fragrance is that on me personally, it doesn't last too long. It still kind of remains more of a skin scent on me unless I'm layering it on top of the Boom Boom Cream and with the body spray and with Girl of Now. And then I will smell like a walking pistachio caramel dream, okay? I mean, you're gonna smell like a snack either way. And I mean, I just love this disco ball cap. I mean, hello, is there anything more me in all of life? No. No, there's not. There's a lot of things I love, but the main things I love are disco balls, palm trees, cacti, and Halloween. Those are just a few of my favorite things, but anyway, I really love the presentation of the bottle. Trust me, you guys, if you love gourmands and you want to smell like an absolute snack, I would say get this baby, layer it on top of the Boom Boom Cream, layer it with Elie Saab's Girl of Now, and everyone is going to be asking you, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? Because you smell amazing. You smell amazing, sweetie. Definitely layer it with Elie Saab's Girl of Now if you just want an extra punch of pistachio, but I highly recommend this one, especially for a night out. It's a very sexy fragrance, and I absolutely love wearing this on a summer night out or summer date night. So yes, I absolutely highly recommend Cheirosa 62. So the next two fragrances are actually tied for me because they are both such wonderful tropical floral scents, and they both give me the same mood. I'm not one to usually lean towards floral fragrances, but these two really hit the mark for me because, again, I love tropical scents, and if I'm going to choose a floral fragrance, it will most likely be in the tropical category. So these fragrances are Guerlain's Terracotta and Nux's, is it Nux? Nux? And Nux's Protégé Les Parfums. If you love tropical florals, these are right up your alley. If you're more of a jasmine and tiara flower kind of girl, then I think Terracotta is the one for you. This fragrance is so masterfully crafted and just truly transports you to a tropical island paradise. Yeah, that jasmine is heavenly. My husband was born on Maui, and he always used to smell night blooming jasmine coming through his bedroom window as a kid, and he does confirm that this smells very authentically jasmine. Guerlain always makes very authentic, true smelling fragrances. You're never gonna smell anything artificial in a Guerlain fragrance. There is a hint of coconut and ylang-ylang in here, which really does tie the whole fragrance together. And of course, I love me the coconut note. It's my favorite note in all of fragrance. Oh, it's so good. But I would say that if you're prone to getting headaches from floral fragrances, that you should definitely sample this one first. Do not blind buy it, because this one is a little bit on the stronger floral side. Like I could see this really being a loud fragrance for someone who's really sensitive to florals. So I have to say that just because I do have occipital neuralgia, I'm prone to migraines myself, and a lot of things trigger them. This one is very strong, has great sillage, great lasting power. Beast mode summer fragrance right here. When you wear 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, you are just gonna feel so very classy and put together. It's perfect for day or night, but I would also say that this is a night out fragrance. So gorgeous, so classy, so tropical, and I absolutely love it. But Protégé, on the other hand, is a little bit of a lighter floral, which I would say is more suitable for the daytime. Beautiful gardenia and magnolia, mixed with coconut milk and vanilla, and oh my god, that magnolia is so authentic as well. It's funny that I just mentioned my husband with the jasmine, because for me personally, I grew up with a magnolia tree in my front yard as a kid. So this smells exactly like how that tree used to smell. Oh, it's so good. Actually, I have to spray a little bit of it. Oh my god, that's divine. The magnolia in here is so gorgeous, especially blended with that gardenia. Oh, it's so heavenly. Protégé is more of a skin scent. So if you're looking for a powerhouse fragrance that will last you all day, have great sillage, capture people's attention, and get you compliments, I definitely say 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 is the one for you. But if you want something that is more light and beautiful and airy and breezy, that's a little more subtle and less in your face, but still super sexy, I definitely think you'll love Protégé. But these are both winners. Both beautifully made tropical floral scents. These next two fragrances are also a tie, and they both embody the essence of the sun, that air on a hot summer day, and that would be Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc and Giorgio Armani's Sun de Joie. I'm sure everyone smelled Soleil Blanc by now, but if you have not, I will describe it to you. Soleil Blanc is always associated with smelling like suntan lotion, and it does a bit due to the coconut and maybe even the tuberose that's in here, but it is like the world's fanciest suntan lotion. It's more of a suntan lotion that's already been sitting on your skin in the sun, and it's soaked up the sun, and the scent has changed. That's kind of the vibe that I get from this. Yeah, it's when the suntan lotion's been sitting on your skin for a while, and it's mixing with that warm summer air, and the coconut in here is so good, but it's not overpowering. It's very subtle, but it's very well balanced. And I don't have the Eau de Parfum here. I do have the shimmering body oil version, so it is a little bit more toned down in its scent, but it still smells just like it, and it's still very heavenly. But I chose the oil just because the bottle was too beautiful for me to pass up. Like, just look at it. Look at that shimmering oil. I just love to wear this oil on a night out, go into the tiki bar. I love to layer it over Sol de Janeiro's shimmering body oil. If you are a tanning girl like me, this will be a gorgeous way to enhance your tan, no matter what kind of tan you have, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It's just a true class act, and it's subtle, but the longevity is incredible. Like I said, I chose the oil just because it was just too gorgeous to pass up, and it also layers really beautiful with all of these other summer fragrances on this list, so it's just very versatile. It's just a perfect summer scent. The other fragrance that is in the same wheelhouse is Giorgio Armani's Sun de Joie. Sun de Joie does smell more tropical to me, probably due to the frangipani that's in here and the ylang-ylang, which I absolutely love. Ylang-ylang is one of my favorite scents of all time. Frangipani and ylang-ylang. After I just got done saying that I don't like floral fragrances, but those are my two favorite florals in all of fragrance. They're both so light and airy and creamy all at the same time, and they almost smell kind of fruity in my opinion. They don't smell too floral, you know? The frangipani and ylang-ylang in here are coming in strong and almost sweet, but with that gorgeous ambroxan and benzoin, which gives it that deep, rounded, sexy undertone. I am a huge fan of ambroxan fragrances. It just, ambroxan just gives off an automatic sexiness. I don't know what it is, but I am just a sucker for ambroxan. If the fragrance has that in it, I am just gonna cling to you. I'm just saying. Sun de Joie, even though it seems so simple, it's kind of hard to describe until you actually smell it. Now, you guys remember that song, If You Steal My Sunshine by Len from the 90s? When I smell this, it smells like what I think that song should smell like, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Like, I feel like if you were in that music video, this is what you would be smelling. I don't know why. If You Steal My Sunshine by Len had a scent, Sun de Joie would be it. So highly recommend these two. Very easy to layer with other fragrances, very well blended, all occasion, beautiful summer fragrances. Next up are two more fragrances that I feel pair very well together, but they are of course beautiful on their own. And that would be Lolita Lempicka's El Ami and Aquilina's Gold Sugar. Now unfortunately, Gold Sugar is highly discontinued. You do have to hunt it down online a little bit, but trust me you guys, it is worth it. El Ami to me smells like a key lime pie, but also at the same time it smells like a super sweet coconut margarita. Like you're eating a key lime pie and drinking a coconut margarita. Frozen coconut margarita. That's so good. I really love the cap. So this is key lime pie coconut margarita, whereas Gold Sugar smells like the most heavenly but light whipped cream dessert. When you layer these two together, you are gonna smell like the most delectable human being that has ever graced this earth. I'm telling you. When I pair these two together, that is when I get the most compliments that I've ever gotten on the way I've smelled in my entire life. When I put these together, that is the biggest compliment getter of all time. Ever. And I love it. Although Gold Sugar is discontinued, I highly recommend hunting it down on eBay or Mercari because it is definitely worth it. I know there's a creme brulee note in here and it is so delicious. One of the most beautiful vanilla scents too. It's just straight up dessert. Straight up dessert in a bottle, but not in a sickly sweet way. These both blossom beautifully in the heat. You have no idea. Like, this combination is magical and I highly recommend trying both of these out. Absolutely unstoppable. The next one you have all probably smelled a time or two in your life, if not more, and it ranks high on this list simply because of how much I reach for it on almost a daily basis in the summer, and that is the all-powerful Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. I always grab this one first on super hot summer days, especially when I'm looking to feel extra refreshed, and honestly, I haven't tried this yet, but I've been wanting to. Keeping this in the fridge and spraying it on cold, oh my god, that would be the most refreshing moment of life. Coming in from the heat and spraying this on yourself, oh. But I'm always reaching for this one on hot days and it lasts for hours without ever changing. It's a very linear and trustworthy fragrance. It's definitely a go-to fragrance in the summer, whether you're swimming or working out or running errands or again going to a gathering, anything that you're doing on a super hot day. This is a perfect choice for anybody and any occasion. There's no other parallel to this that I've smelled so far that will make you feel just super fresh and clean, but also sexy at the same time. In the heat when you're sweating. There's just nothing like it. Oh, and just that Eau Intense. Most people are used to smelling the original light blue, but there is just something extra special about the Intense. This is just the top ~𝗿𝗄𝐻 fragrance in my opinion. It has the most gorgeous, non-abrasive lemon note because I'm not a huge fan of lemon in general in fragrances, like pure lemon, but this is such a clean, sweet, non-abrasive lemon. It doesn't smell like a cleaning product because that's typically what lemon fragrances smell like to me. Blended perfectly with that Granny Smith apple and amberwood, and it really just, oh, it's such a nice DNA. It's just an absolute beast mode fragrance, there's no question about it. It's clean and classy while also being sexy and sporty and intriguing. It's everything. It's everything. It's perfect for everyone. My husband says that light blue is basically God tier. So obviously this one had to rank pretty high. He also has the men's version, which he loves to wear as well, and I love smelling that one on him. They're both great, both fantastic fragrances, and I highly recommend it. So next up is a fragrance that I originally had on my spring fragrance list, which I filmed, but I never got up in time. But this is also a summer fragrance in my mind, Amouage Sunshine. But I wanted to add this one to my summer list just because it does work so beautifully in the summertime as well as the spring. It's a really nice transitional fragrance from spring to summer. Now I hear a lot of people say, and I think it originally might have started with Delicious Delights on YouTube. Love her. But I hear a lot of people say that this smells like peach cobbler, which is very close, but in my opinion, it smells more like an apricot cobbler. Like there is pure apricot in this to my nose. It just smells like a smoky apricot cobbler that was just freshly taken out of the oven. And it's just perfectly blended with that white tobacco flower, and I think that's where that little hint of smokiness comes from, which I know what tobacco smells like, but I don't know what tobacco flower smells like, but I do smell something smoky and tobacco-like in here, and it just blends so beautifully with that apricot cobbler, and it's just such an incredible, unique fragrance. But I must tell you the backstory of my first experience of this fragrance. I ordered a sample and I tried it out on a cooler, not too hot, but not too cold, kind of a spring day.
It's not too hot, not too cold. All you need is a light jacket.
It was raining outside and I was wearing this, and I swear at first all I could smell was wet cigarettes. And I know that sounds so gross, and I do not mean to turn you guys off on this fragrance because I'm just giving you my experience here. That is what I smelled for the first time when I wore this fragrance, and I was like, what is the hype about? How can you get peach cobbler out of wet cigarettes? It smelled like wet cigarettes on the pavement in the rain. like the exact rainy day that it was. But I gave it another shot on other days and other temperatures, and that is when it really blossomed for me, and everything came together. All the notes came together, and it magically turned into apricot cobbler. It is absolutely gorgeous now, and I love it. If you've never smelled this before, definitely get a sample and try it out on your skin in different seasons and different temperatures. It's such a beautiful fragrance. If you want a cheaper alternative to the vibe that Sunshine gives off, I actually recommend Fancy Love by Jessica Simpson. That is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. For some reason, they smell, I wouldn't say completely similar. They give me a very similar vibe. They put me in the same exact mood. I could grab either one on a certain day and be very happy with it, but that still doesn't take away from how amazing this fragrance is, and it's just so heavenly. Having said all of that, it's an absolute beast mode fragrance, extremely delicious, and I mean, who doesn't want to smell like an apricot cobbler? Seriously, I do. So now we are finally moving on to my top 3 fragrances for summer, and it was so hard to narrow it down to these top 3, but these are it. Like, these are top tier summer vacation, tropical island princess, like transport me to another place on an island with a pina colada in one hand, and I don't know what else in the other, with tropical music playing, in the sand, laying in the sun, on a beach, listening to the ocean. If you want to have that vibe going on all day, no matter where you're at or where you're from or what you're doing, these 3 fragrances are it, okay? I'm just saying, I'm just saying. And I wear these 3 almost on a daily basis, so I'm especially excited about these last 3 fragrances. So number 3 is 𝗵𝘃𝗶𝘆's Ylang & Gold. It is just one of those masterpiece fragrances that is just very well loved, but oh my god, I just cannot get enough of it. And if you've never smelled it before, please do so immediately. If someone were to ask me what fragrance in my collection would make them feel the most luxurious, put together, classy, and beautiful, it would be Ylang & Gold, for sure. When I say that this is the most heavenly, beautifully blended, creamy floral fragrance in existence, I mean it wholeheartedly. There are so many notes listed for this fragrance, but what I get the most is, of course, ylang ylang, very strong ylang ylang, coconut, the most beautiful vanilla, and the lightest hint of musk. Have you guys ever smelled Vanilla Fields? That's the type of vanilla musk that this smells like, but just so much better. You could not ask for a classier tropical fragrance. This one is just so gorgeous and so unique and so accurate. It's super fancy, super luxurious, and yes, it absolutely makes you feel like you're on a summer vacation, but it also makes you feel like you're an absolute otherworldly sun goddess, okay? Like, that's how luxurious this is. This is literal liquid gold. Nothing better. I think I did recently wear this on our 2-year wedding anniversary. We went to the tiki bar, and it was a fabulous time wearing this at the tiki bar. Ah, Ylang & Gold is an absolute queen, okay? She is a sun goddess of the universe. I believe that there is just the original Ylang by 𝗵𝘃𝗶𝘆, but this one is Ylang & Gold due to the beautiful gold shimmer that's in here, and I do believe that these crystals were hand placed on these bottles, which just makes it feel extra luxurious and extra special. And I do try to reserve it for very special occasions. I mean, I'm very sad at the dent I've already made in here, and I'm just really gonna do my best to try to save it for more special occasions, but it's just so hard because it's so good. You will absolutely get compliments with this one, hands down. No questions, no question about it. Ylang & Gold is a top tier fragrance. She's an absolute sun goddess of the world, and I highly recommend it. So number 2 on this list will probably surprise you because it's normally hailed as a spring fragrance, but I really don't know why, because it's purely tropical, and that is Dolce & Gabbana's Dolce Garden. And you guys, bro, every time I smell this, this song goes through my head. This is the best, hands down, best coconut perfume I have ever smelled. Now, I was going to say that it was the best coconut fragrance in existence, but I can't say that because I haven't smelled every fragrance that's out there. I'm still learning, I'm still discovering niche, but all I know is this is the best coconut fragrance that I have smelled so far on my fragrance journey, and you can tell by how much I have used that I love it so much. When I am ready for summer and I'm ready to go out and lay in the sun and get in the pool and have a pina colada in my hand, this, trust and believe, is what I will be wearing. This is just pure pina colada in a bottle for me. It just is, minus the pineapple, but you could layer this with Demeter's pineapple and turn it into a straight pina colada on your skin if you wanted to. It's got coconut, ylang-ylang, frangipani, vanilla absolute. This is just the most coconutty fragrance that I've ever smelled in my life. And if you just want to smell like a coconut queen, sipping your pina colada, going pool boy, bring me more pina coladas, please. This is what you are gonna smell like. This is what you wanna wear, okay? If you're going out to happy hour, girl, in your tropical dress, going to that tiki bar, you wear this fragrance, girl. You wear this fragrance, and you know what you should do? You should also layer it on top of this. This is Sol de Janeiro's Coconut Cabana Cream. So if you put this on and spray this on top, you are just gonna smell like an absolute coconut goddess on a vacation sipping pina coladas. That's all I can say. I've got the whole coconut layering experience right here. I'm giving you all my secrets. You wanna smell like an absolute tropical coconut queen goddess of the universe. This is what you gotta have right here, okay? I'm just saying. Love it. So last but certainly not least is my #1 fragrance for summer 2022, and it hits all the marks. I don't know what will ever beat this fragrance for me for being just the pure essence of summer in a bottle. One fragrance to rule all summer fragrances, and that would be Vacation Inc.'s Vacation. Vacation, scent of the world famous vacation sunscreen company, Eau de Toilette. 1 fluid ounce. This is supposed to smell like their sunscreen, but I'm gonna break it down to you guys. Coconut, sunscreen, a little bit of pineapple, banana, and then you take those and mix it with pool water, swimsuit material, pool toys. I mean, they list it all on their website, what this was meant to smell like, and they are spot on. They totally killed it with this scent. They're geniuses, okay? Absolute genius. This is a pure vacation in a bottle in every sense of the word. Just the overall tropical scent, the aesthetic 80s sunscreen, hotel swimming pool vibe, the retro swimsuit material scent. Like, this is everything. It's so aesthetic. Like, if you guys have never heard of Vacation Inc., they are one of my new favorite companies to ever exist in life. They are I would say more on the natural side type of sunscreen company, but they have branched out and they make all kinds of cool stuff. They make this fragrance. They make really awesome candles. I really like their t-shirts. They have this whole thing called Pool Suite FM, which is like their own little aesthetic poolside radio station. Oh my God, you guys, you have no idea. Please go check it out after this video. You will not be disappointed. What fragrance says summer vacation in a bottle, but a fragrance that's very straightforward, that's called Vacation, because this is literally a tropical 80s vacation in a bottle. Now this, holy if you want to be transported somewhere else, this is the best choice out of all of these fragrances that I just listed, just because of how it includes everything. Every important scent, every important aspect of being on a summer vacation, especially in the 80s, which I absolutely love. Absolutely all about the aesthetic retro look, and honestly the price point is great. I know it's only 1 ounce and it's an Eau de Toilette, so it does not last very long. That's the only downside, hence why I've already used so much of it. This will at least last me for the rest of the summer and for some extra days in the wintertime where I just wish it was summer and I just want to feel like it's summer again. Oh my God. Yeah, I get that banana, coconut, pineapple sunscreen vibe, tropical drink in hand, by the pool, hotel lobby, 80s swimsuit, high cut Baywatch, beach babe kind of a vibe. It's everything and more. Reading a little bit about it, this scent was developed with the perfumers behind 𝗪𝗃𝗃. Oh, so 𝗪𝗃𝗃 partnered with the St. Regis Hotel to make this fragrance. Get out. Oh, no wonder it's so good. It's everything I personally love in a bottle, and I just have not stopped raving about this to everyone I know. I'm pretty sure everybody's sick of hearing about it by now. I carry it with me everywhere. I'm always wearing it, so this is my signature scent for summer, and I'm just I'm so in love with it. So if you guys really want just the ultimate summer experience with a little bit of a retro twist, I highly recommend Vacation Inc.'s Vacation. It's just everything. It's everything in a bottle, and like, how could you not love it? So that was my list of my top summer fragrances for summer 2022. I hope you guys really enjoyed it and that you found out about a few new fragrances that you've never heard of before. If you did, please let me know if there's anything in this video that you are going to try out for yourself. I would really love to know. I am just so in love with fragrances, you guys, no matter what they are, whether it be niche, designer, indie houses, it just really doesn't matter. I love them all, and I'm still very early on in my fragrance journey. I feel like I do have quite a collection, but I'm still fairly new to this. Like, some people have been collecting for many years. I mean, I have been kind of collecting since I was a kid, but I still consider myself fresh on my fragrance journey. But I just wanted to share my very favorite summer fragrances with you guys. If you like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to see more content like this in the future. I plan on making many more fragrance videos for you guys, just because I feel like they really suit all of my other seasonal content. I'm just a very seasonal, festive person. I like to get into the mood for things. I really like to just enjoy the moment and be in the moment and create a mood and an atmosphere, and I feel like fragrances really help me do that. So I really hope that you guys found some really nice summer vibe fragrances to suit your particular mood. Let me know what your favorite summer scents are. I would really love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Pool boy, more piña coladas this way. Bartender, piña coladas over here.